Morning. Sorry, I'm just getting the sheets here. Hello. There's buildermen here, so I was just trying to get rid of the noise there. You can't hear me, I don't think. I think we're good. Good morning, it's Andrew here again. It's Tuesday, it's the 17th of July, and it's not a bad morning out there right now. It's a little bit dull and grey and overcast looking, but it's dry for the time being. The good news is today, much like it was yesterday, we will see some further sunny spells break through the cloud in most parts today, but there will be the mix of the odd shower in some places. And temperatures today still quite warm, 17 to 20 or 21 degrees. All right, let's have a look at the papers for you for this morning. The Times Ireland edition: Trump faces backlash after hailing Putin's summit. May's Brexit plan in turmoil is actually a picture then of both Putin and Trump on the front page of the Times Ireland edition there this morning. The Irish Examiner then has a fairly nasty looking photograph. City faces €250,000 bill to clean up illegal dump yet again. This is in Cork City, where it's going to cost $250,000 just to clean up, and the picture is disgraceful. You can see it in the paper this morning. Radical Housing Agency will have real teeth. Body will have power to force sale of public and private lands. That's the main story. And their sports section says saving the kingdom, testing times for Fitzmaurice and for Kerry. John Fogarty writes in the Examiner this morning, he was on Kerry yesterday, speaking about the match against Galway on Sunday, and actually you can hear that back in the podcast for on our website for Kerry Today. But yeah, he had it's a good article, a good read in the paper this morning. The Irish Times this morning says Trump's defence of Russia sparks barrage of cross-party US criticism. It's clear the summit in Helsinki was a tragic mistake, says John McCain, former presidential candidate. And Irish water independence given cautious cross-party backing. Some politicians say support is contingent on the utility remaining in public ownership. That's in the Irish Times this morning. And a very desperately sad story on the front page of the Irish Mirror, actually. Wicklow man Stephen Harnett pleads guilty to attempted murder of 4 children. The court heard he attempted to strangle 2 of the children and left them when he thought they were dead. And Gardaí foil attempted feud-related hit on Hutch associate Gary Hanley in North Dublin, also in the Mirror there this morning. There's pictures of the French team after arriving home yesterday, after winning the World Cup. Apparently nearly 500,000 or just over 500,000 people greeted them on the Champs-Élysées, where the riots were happening on Sunday evening. But the pictures looked amazing, the crowds that turned out to welcome home the team. And they even sang a couple of songs on stage for everybody as well. So it was quite cool looking. You see some of those photographs online and in the papers this morning as well. Now, it's World Emoji Day, so I'm going to set a challenge to you on the radio this morning. I mean this, I'm terrible at emojis. I mean, the ones I use most often: smiley face, the laugh out loud one, which is kind of like the smiley face with the 2 tears crying, thumbs up. That's probably it, actually. Maybe the sun. That's probably it. That's all I use. So when it comes to deciphering what emojis actually are, I am clueless. So we're going to set you a little bit of a challenge this morning. You can text an emoji sentence to me, and if I can make sense of it, I'll give you a prize. You can do it here on the comment section of the Facebook video as well, but if I'm being completely honest, lads, you'll catch me big time because I haven't a notion about emojis. But the reason I mention it is because Apple are trending this morning. They've announced a whole new suite of emojis, including a bald emoji and a ginger emoji, which we've been promised for a long time. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad or whatever, you'll be able to use these properly. So World Emoji Day. Other trends this morning: Who is America? It's a new TV series which aired on Channel 4 last night from America, called with Sacha Baron Cohen. He's back and he's kind of taking the piss out of people again. But last night was very funny, but desperately worrying. He plays this character, and I won't give it away for you, but he plays this character where he's Maria, he's promoting guns, and he thinks that children should be trained in guns. And he goes off and he convinces a whole host of high-profile American politicians to agree with him. We're talking toddlers, we're talking 4-year-olds with guns. He managed to convince them that it was a great idea, and they're like, yeah, let's go for it. It's very funny, but when you actually watch the repercussions of it, it's very, very worrying. But it's a brilliant show on Channel 4 last night. HLPF 2018 is trending. High-level political forum, all about saving the planet and our global responsibility is trending this morning. Putin then is trending as well, as we mentioned. Donald Trump met Vlad yesterday in Finland. And Bray Wanderers are trending for all the wrong reasons this morning. Players have yet to be paid after it was announced yesterday by the PFA that there hadn't been anything yet. So it looks very bad for the club, and I don't know, worrying times there for Bray Wanderers. Simon Cowell is today going to unveil his X Factor lineup. Now, here's the thing. I know not everybody watching this is into the X Factor. Elaine herself has said she's no interest in it and hasn't had for years. But it's just such easy TV to watch. Do you know what I mean? On a Saturday night when you've got no plans, it's just on. It's on in the background. He's going to unveil the judging panel today. What time have we got? Robbie Williams apparently is going to be on the panel. Robbie Williams' wife is going to be on the panel. And Simon himself, and then we think Louis Tomlinson, but we'll find out exactly who that's going to be today. Those are the people we've kind of read about in the papers. So if you're interested, that'll be back. I think it's actually back. If it's not next week, it's the week after. We're heading into that time of the year now. And Ed Sheeran is in the news this morning. Now, whether you love him or hate him, I know some people are probably sick of him because he's been everywhere with his album and then his tour and everything else. 87 million is what he made last year, lads. He's the highest earning solo artist in the world. Now, apparently a lot of that money comes down to his tour and his album sales, but every time, I'm bad for yawning. I'm sorry, but this is like the second year. Oh. I'm fine, like, it's just when I'm gone live, without Elaine here to kick me in the arse, I'm yawning. Every time we play Ed Sheeran on the radio, apparently this all adds up to him as well. So his tour, his album sales, Spotify streams, YouTube streams, radio plays for us, 80 odd million he's making, lads. And fair play to him. Whether you love him or you hate him. He's only, 26, 27? That is serious cash. So fair dues to him. I think he's like the 9th most highest paid celebrity in the world. So yeah, well done, Ed Sheeran. Now, on the show this morning, we'll do plenty of tunes again. We're going to do our Wheel of Anything. We'll give that a spin at around 7:20. We're also going to give you the chance to win flights. Now, let me check and see what I have today. Yesterday, I gave away flights to Alicante and to London. This morning, what have I got? Oh, nice. Faro. We're going to give away flights this morning to Faro in Portugal, all with thanks to Shannon Airport and Ryanair. So if you fancy a breakaway, or you just, you're thinking to yourself, I've no holidays booked, I need something. We're going to give that away on the show this morning. So return flights from Shannon Airport. We'll check you in a bag and everything. We'll even give you priority boarding. That's coming up in the show between now and 9 o'clock. So if you want to give me a shout, try the whole emoji sentence and I'll give it a crack. And you can text and WhatsApp as usual, 083 300 3300. I'm going to go make coffee out in that room over there. Have a good day and I'll talk to you in a minute. Good luck!